Hello and welcome to today's edition of the News in Brief on Graphic Online. In the headlines, scores of Ghanaians hit Accra street to protest against E-Levy bill. In education, a meeting between government and striking university teachers end in a deadlock. And President Akufo-Addo begins 10-day working visit to 5 countries. And now the news in brief. Thousands of Ghanaians on Thursday hit the streets of Accra to protest against government's desire to implement the electronic transaction levy, commonly called E-Levy. The E-Levy bill is before Parliament. Youth of the opposition National Democratic Congress led the protest, which began from the Kwame Nkrumah interchange and ended at Parliament House.
The protesters, clad in red and black outfits, marched through the Kwame Nkrumah Avenue Tudu, holding placards with inscriptions such as E-Levy is a no-brainer to economic recovery, and we insist, Yentuya, where is the 240 billion you have borrowed? And NAPCO is a vote-buying scheme, not a job. The General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Esiedun Ketia, while addressing the protesters, said a future NDC government will abolish the E-Levy should the NPP government succeed in passing it into law.
E-Levy is passed. We will abolish it, and it will be the first tax to be abolished within the first 100 days of the next NDC government, because we don't see it as taxation. It is daylight robbery. It is daylight robbery. This is not taxation. That is not to say that we will not be taking other taxes, but we are saying that this is thievery. It is not tax based on any production. It's not tax based on any value addition. It is daylight robbery.
A meeting between government representatives and leaders of the striking members of University Teachers Association of Ghana that aim to find a solution to the current industrial action has ended in a deadlock. Graphic Online gathers that the meeting ended on Thursday morning after 4 hours of deliberations.
Sources at the Ministry of Education tell Graphic Online that the parties could not arrive at any conclusion and have therefore decided to head to the court to rule on the matter. The High Court last Thursday asked the parties to resolve the issue and report to it on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Labour Division of the Accra High Court has given the parties up to next week Tuesday to try and reach an agreement. Should the parties fail, the court would have to rule whether the month-long strike is illegal or not.
When they met on Tuesday, government gave a promising indication that the matter was going to be resolved. In fact, some figures were discussed. The government said that it was going to meet with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to crunch up the figures and get back to UTAG. So they will discuss it this morning, 8 o'clock. 4 hours of meeting this morning between the government team and UTAG. And the indication we got was that, well, we cannot negotiate with you whilst you're still on strike. And so that's how it ended. That's how it ended today, unfortunately. I mean, the reason we're in court is because the NL says that the declaration of strike by UTAG was illegal. And we say that no, it's not legal. And if we have the opportunity next week Tuesday, we'll prove to the court and the Ghanaian public.
President Akufo-Addo on Thursday, February 10, began a 10-day working international visit that will take him to France, Guyana, Belgium, Germany, and the United Kingdom. The president is expected to strengthen Ghana's relations with the host nations and participate in summits to discuss issues concerning West African sub-region.
President Akufo-Addo will first participate in the One Ocean Summit. He will also be a keynote speaker at the Maiden International Energy Conference and Expo in Guyana. In Germany, he will be at the presentation of the BioNTech Modular Production Facility for mRNA vaccines towards a Pan-African project for the establishment of a vaccine manufacturing plant in Africa. In France, he will meet with President Emmanuel Macron, together with other African heads of state, to discuss the security situation in the Sahel and Africa. He will also participate in the Africa Union-European Union Summit in Belgium and then travel to the United Kingdom for a private visit.
News in Brief was brought to you by Graphic News Plus.
Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Visit us on graphic.com.gh for further information. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
Thank you for watching today's edition. Stay safe and protect yourself from COVID-19. For more news, visit graphic.com.gh or log on to Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube at GraphicGH. I am Juliet Echan Safo.
Subscribe now.